Hey guys, so Destiny Hero Destroy Phoenix Enforcer is coming out in Bursts of Destiny in the beginning of November, so I thought I'd share some quick replays of this card in Cyber Dragons. Now of course, if Verde Anaconda were to get banned on the next list, then this package is completely dead for us, but let's hope that our baby stays alive. So I am using the exact same list as before, but instead of the Dragoon package, all I've done is replace it with the D Hero package of Dasher and Celestial, and of course the big man himself. And now I don't typically use EDO Pro, but since this is a card that is not released yet, I figured using this simulator would be easier. I do make some dumb misplays for the first few replays because I did not even properly read all of the Destiny Hero cards and was really learning as I was going, but I think that will be good for you to watch so that you don't make the same mistakes either. After the replays, I can go over some pros and cons of the package when compared to Dragoon as well, which may get banned as well of course. So let's just get started. So this first replay is against Crusadia. Now unfortunately, because I was using EDO Pro and not Dueling Book ranked, I couldn't get a lot of the tier 1 or 2 decks even. So mostly it's going to be Rogue, but really I'm just trying to show the Destroy Phoenix Enforcer anyway. So here we go with the Anaconda sending Fusion Destiny, and we do summon the big boy out. All we could do because we did get interrupted. Now here our opponent is going to start off with the Desires. We will Ash. And then the first normal summon, of course, I am going to pop that because it's Crusadia. The thing is, this was a misplay because there was no reason to pop the Anaconda, and this is stemming from the fact that I did not really read the cards carefully, because Fusion Destiny will actually destroy Phoenix Enforcer at the end phase, so my opponent's end phase. So this would have been destroyed anyway, so I should have just popped himself. And of course, at least we still get to use the effect. It will come back on the next Stamina phase, so we will bring that out. We're going to set 2, use Dasher's or Celestial's effect to draw 2, which didn't really end up being useful, but we also use Overload Fusion to bring out Rampage, and our opponent scoops here. So again, these replays are going to be pretty fast because it's EDO Pro, but let's move on to the next one. So next up we have Shiranui. I have absolutely no idea what this deck does, but doesn't look like my opponent started off very well, just setting 1 and another set spell trap. So we're going to start off with the core, add that repair plant, and we're just doing our typical bread and butter combo in terms of getting the soldier, pitch the hers, soldier, chainlink 1, hers, chainlink 2, hers will add that cyber dragon, and soldier will add itself. And we're just going to do that again, bring out, and then at this point, it's funny, so our opponent uses a Swallow Slash to try to pop 2 cards, and I protect it with Almirage, and it turns out if one of them doesn't get destroyed, then neither of them get destroyed. So that was kind of funny. I didn't even really expect that. So unfortunately, you know, we can't do our typical Anaconda play, but we're just going to attack with our Infinity, just set the Imperm and pass turn here. Our opponent is going to start off with the Plague Spur. I'm not sure why I really negate this, but anyways, we're going to at least trigger hers, get that core back. Unfortunately, Mind Control, he will take that. Has another Plague Spreader, has health, but hey, I do have multiple interruptions with, so I'll use Ash because I did have another one. Our opponent seems to have forgotten that he could still attack, just leaves it there. And gonna use Hulk's effect on the core effect and bring out the Riser Dragon, which will foolish the Banshee, which is actually problematic. Zombie World is very, very difficult when you're piloting Cyber Dragon. So instead, we're actually gonna go to this route and bring out Destroy Phoenix Enforcer and not go the machine route. So here, that's a misclick, not really a misplay. I mean, it technically is a misplay as well, but unfortunately, I'm not used to EDO Pro having the activate button on top instead of the attack button at the very top during battle phase. So I could have just attacked over the monster, but instead I accidentally pop it. But you know, it's okay. At least, good thing, Phoenix Enforcer will come back. We are going to use Prosperity and just add a Droplet and set that on pass turn. And on the opponent's standby phase now, because I popped it on my own turn, Phoenix Enforcer will come back. So it's just really, really good card and constantly comes back. I'm going to Ash the Squire's effect to try to special from deck. And he's going to go into Doomkaiser, try to special that Imperm out, which will be kind of problematic. So I do negate that with Imperm. And of course, I will just pop that again with Phoenix Enforcer. And our opponent does surrender here. So again, quick replay, but let's move on to the next one. So this next replay is against Sky Striker. So now, of course, we are going second. Opponent is going to start with, not sure what was the point of the Kagari if there was no Sky Striker spell to add back. Maybe I'm missing something there, but it's going to add something off of Shizuku. I don't have a good hand, of course. I'm just going to set that Overflow and Cyclone. Opponent will add Jamming Waves and will actually hit my Overflow. So I actually get to add that Emergency and actually have some plays next turn. And with the Kagari, I'll add back the Jamming Waves and attack, or try to pop again, but it's a Cyclone, so we'll get rid of that multi-roll. And he's just going to set 1, attack, main phase 2, and end phase Shizuku. We'll add that area 0. Now for turn, we draw an emergency, so that was sort of a waste that we added that off of repair plant, or overflow rather. And we are going to get rid of that set. We do get hit by Imperm, unfortunately. And this is where my misplay is going to stem, and I'll show you in a quick bit. So I did the machine dupe because originally my intention was to use Fusion Destiny, bring out Destiny Hero D, Phoenix Enforcer, and then use these two to go into Anaconda and bring out Rampage. The problem is, activating this card actually restricts you from special summoning out other than Dark Hero, so that was not going to work. So that's a misplay. Of course, you know, you have to understand as well. Make sure to read your cards. Don't be like me. You will be locked in. So that machine dupe ended up being a waste. So our opponent will start with the afterburners, of course. Our Phoenix Enforcer will come back, and looks like he kind of knew that and just scoops as well. So let's move on to the next one. So this next one's a really fun one. It's a mirror Cyber Dragon, and I believe this was game 3. That's why you see the draws here. This was post side, but we are forced to go first, and we are going to start off with the core, the overflow, because, well, we need to pop some cards, because otherwise they'll get rid of Infinity very easily. But we are going to use Nova's effect now, bring another body. We'll bring out the Infinity and Anaconda. And the thing is, going to Infinity was still fine. You either just negate the very first thing they activate, which you have no choice, but at least now you have Overflow and the Phoenix Enforcer for the multiple tops to try to prevent them from contact fusing easily. And we also have the Prosperity and add another card, and you know, just a very, very good turn 1 setup, more than you can ask for. So our opponent will try to use Naxter's effect, and on that I will just be forced to negate and destroy that so he can't contact fuse me. Battle phase, even though this is a cool interaction now, because I'm going to use Phoenix Enforcer to just pop my Overflow so I don't have to banish anything. On top of that, Overflow, because it was destroyed, I'll get to add the repair plant, and the Phoenix Enforcer will come back. Unfortunately, the Infinity was just quickly gone away by the contact fusion, but we do duel here, and opponent will use Anaconda's effect. Brings out Rampage though, not playing the Dragoon package clearly. Bringing out Rampage in this situation doesn't do anything. It's really just a plain vanilla on my turn. So here, one quick thing, guys. Not that you would ever use it in this instance, because Rampage or Anaconda does nothing. But on the standby phase, or even draw phase, you know, before Phoenix Enforcer comes back, you could always use Imperm first to negate if they had some kind of problematic monster, and then bring it, because then otherwise you would not be able to do it, right? Because you need to control no cards. Anyways, so we will just add Naxter, and we're just gonna normal. And we're going to bring back the Infinity, and our opponent does scoop here. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, so this next one is against Fluffle, another deck that I'm not really sure what it does. I was forced to go first though. This is game 1. So we are just going to start off with our typical combo. Wish I could make it go faster, but unfortunately I guess this is the default speed. So we're going to add the Soldier, pitch the Hearse to summon it out, and use Soldier Chainlink 1, Hearse Chainlink 2, add the Cyber Dragon, and another Soldier. Then we'll just do that again. Go into Nova, and you know the drill. Bring Cyber Dragon, Infinity, and Anaconda, and bring out Phoenix Enforcer. So we will also suck up that Anaconda with Infinity, and we'll just have to pass turn here. So opponent is going to start off with the Patchwork, which I do negate with Infinity. Seems to be a pretty good card. And the normal summon, I decide to just pop it. And it's interesting, my opponent is trying to chain Mass Change too. I'm not sure if the opponent realized that Phoenix Enforcer, it does not target, so whatever he summons, which is Dark Claw, I'm actually going to be able to pop that now. And with the AJ Sabers that he discarded, they'll be able to just add the Patchwork anyways, add the Poly and another material, and well, I guess bring out Rafflesia, which I was a little confused. I don't think that really does much other than being quite beefy. So here, of course, on draw phase, so here, don't actually do this. I was just trying to show that Dasher does actually have an effect that you can use, where if you draw a monster on your draw phase, you will be able to special summon that out, only once though. And of course with Cyber Dragon, you can just special it out anyways, but this was the only instance where this came up where I wanted to just show that effect is live, but don't actually waste that on Cyber Dragon. Anyways, Phoenix Enforcer is going to come back. We will use Emergency to add the Core, and with Core, we are just going to add another Overflow just to be safe. And then we're going to use the ref system, bring the Nova, or rather Cyber Dragon, and then go into Nova. And now we're just going to go to Seeger just so I can trigger Hers effect and get the Core. And we're going to suck up the Rafflesia with Infinity. And we'll just Here, another misplay. Oh my god. Well, not really. It's a misclick. I keep getting confused with EDO Pro where the activate button is at the very top instead of attack. So originally I was just going to attack with Seeger, but now I wasted it and I didn't even get to inflict damage with Seeger. So I am very not used to these buttons. So let's go to the last one. Alright, so the last one is going to be against Live Twins, and it seems to be more the pure version. I know originally when I first saw this come out, it was more so Eldritch Live Twin, which was really cool. I mean, I don't really know too much about what they do. All I know is they just keep reborning the other one, and there's like a pop and a draw and things like that. And so we just see them go off and just have hand traps. I honestly couldn't even tell you what's happening. So for turn, at least we have the Jizz so we don't even have to worry. So we are going to go with the core. Unfortunately, it is met by Valor and negated. We are still going to machine dupe here though, because originally my plan was actually just to go into Seeger, then Anaconda by just pitching the dash and some of the Nexture. But the problem is I got hit by Ghost Motor, so I decided, you know what, let's just go with the Fusion Destiny. And we will just bring out the Destroy Phoenix Enforcer, and we're just going to attack, and not too much else that we can do, so we are just going to pass turn here. And for turn, I'm going to use Entrance to special out the Leela, which will now special the Kissel. I don't even know these guys' names. And try to pop with the Leela. Of course, I can just chain with Enforcer, might as well. And the effect will still trigger. Opponent does not have much there. So we are going to bring out the Enforcer. And we're going to set 2, use Naxer, and we're going to bring back the Seeger. We also can use Celestial's effect again. So be able to draw 2, nothing really important there. But we can now use Overload Fusion, bring out the Rampage, pop the Spell Trap. We have the Seeger for that extra OTK. So that's it for the replay, so let's just discuss the pros and cons of this package. So now in comparison to the Dragoon package, the materials to summon out Phoenix Enforcer is much better because Celestial has a great draw effect for that grind game, and Dasher even has a useful effect in being able to special out another body. If you hard draw Fusion Destiny, you can still activate that at the end of your play, so it's not as restrictive as Red Eyes Fusion, where if you hard draw it and activate it, then you can't summon anything else that turn. The pop with Phoenix Enforcer is also great and can sometimes be more useful than an Omni Negate, and if you can pair that up with popping your own Overflow after chaining it, then you can plus even more. You could even pop your own core to dodge opponent's Imperm or Valor as well. Now as for the cons, Phoenix Enforcer coming back on your field in standby phase can actually conflict with using Core's effect in the graveyard to special from the deck, since you have to control no monsters. Of course, you could just choose not to bring Enforcer back, but just wanted to let you know that you'll have to make that decision in a lot of the grind games. Also, while Enforcer can lower opponents' attacks, on itself at 2500 it's not that high of an attack monster, which this deck can surprisingly struggle against other high attack monsters because we don't bring out Seeger a lot because that usually requires an extra resource to do so on top of bringing out an Anaconda. OTKing definitely won't be as common either because Dragoon's burn effect comes up very often in Cyber Dragons since we are going second deck, but at the same time, even if you don't kill your opponent, if you broke their board and have Infinity and Phoenix Enforcer set up, they may not be able to do much on their next turn anyways, and you can just kill them after that. Alright guys, so that was it for some quick gameplay showing Destiny Hero Destroy Phoenix Enforcer in Cyber Dragons. Hope you enjoyed that. Personally, as long as Anaconda is still legal, I am definitely going to try this package out over Dragoon and see how it goes. Let me know what you think about this card down below. Take care guys.